Welcome to Glober Mom. The following video is a departure from what I usually do, but it had to be made because a member of the debunking community I belong to is being unfairly targeted by FEcore and its 7-member board of directors for information he found after doing an investigation at the request of the director of FEcore. I will let Sean Hufford explain about this a little later, but for now, let's continue on with the video. This is the homepage of FEcore's website, fecore.org. There is no members-only login or any other measure to keep the public out. Everything can easily be seen by the public. On the About Us page, you will find the 7 board of directors' faces and names on full display. The following is a screen capture and clip of a Board of Directors meeting held on September 24th, 2018. In it, Bob Nodell introduces all 7 members of FEcore by name.
This is Bob Nodell, and we are here doing a Field Engineer Corps Board of Directors statement that we would like to issue. And the reason that we're doing this today is because there have been some very, incorrect and slanderous accusations made towards our organization. And we would like to, just kind of get that cleared up and make a statement on it. And after we make our statement and we talk about this a little bit, we are going to allow the people in the chat room to ask questions. Now, I will say this, trolls, if you are going to be snarky in your questions and make them leading and very unreasonable, I'm not even going to acknowledge them. But if it is a legitimate question, we will certainly be happy to answer it. But honestly, our patience with trolling and false accusations is very limited at this point. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and hand it over. Well, first of all, let me let you know that the entire board of directors is here for Field Engineer Corps. We have Steve Torrance, we have Sandor Zelski, and I hope I pronounce that right, Sandor, because I always mess it up. And we have, is that right? Did I do it right? Yeah. Okay. I'm sorry. You foreign people, you just have these really hard names to pronounce anyway. All right, and we have Karen Karen Endicott with us. We have Mike Kavanaugh. We have Jaron Campanella. We have Rick Hummer, and of course myself, which comprises the 7 members of the board of directors for FEcore.
Interesting.
It is interesting to note that all 7 members of the board of directors, Mike Kavanaugh, Steve Torrance, Karen B. Endicott, Rick Hummer, Bob Nodell, Sandor Zeliki, and Jaron Campanella are globe deniers and have YouTube channels where they make globe denying videos.
Sean, do me a favor.
What's that?
Go ahead and tell everyone again, for those who have just joined us, why we are here.
Because FEcore is a bunch of cowards. They didn't like the fact that at the request of Mike Kavanaugh, president of Fraud Earth Corps, that he wanted Sly to investigate the claims that, I continue to say that they're frauds. So he wanted Sly to investigate it himself, so he just didn't have my word to go on it. Sly did exactly that and published his findings. Mike didn't like the butthurt that ensued, so he decided to hit him with, of all things, privacy complaints against Sly using their publicly available and published About page, which shows all of their faces and all of their names.
Mm-hmm.
So if somehow that's a violation of privacy, that got his first video taken down. And then to add a kicker to it, a video that's been on Sly's channel for over a year that Mike was not only aware of, but actually discussed with Sly on their live stream last week. He decided to hit that with a copyright strike for added good measure.
There's another thing I want to update people on. There's been a death in the community, and it's not actually happened yet, but it's about to happen. So whilst we're all gathered here, we might as well take a moment to remember our friend, Sly Sparkane. He's about to fall to grief. Currently, his channel is still live. However, in the next few hours, it won't be. So let's take a moment to remember Sly Sparkane, a baller that knows it's not a ball, but tells his audience that it is a ball.
Sorry, you're going to have to give us some more details on that. What do you mean in 3 hours his channel won't be a channel anymore?
He's currently sat on 2 strikes. I'm not sure if the community strikes or copyright strikes, but he's got two. I'll just call them copyright strikes. It might not be. It might be the other one. But he's got involved. He's got involved in a war with FEcore because FEcore have took issue with something that he said, or several things that he said and done, and they've basically said, "No, you're out of line. Pack it in because blah blah blah." I don't know the ins and outs of it. I'm not familiar with the ins and outs of it. If you want to check it out before his channel dies, go and look at his version of events on his channel. But basically, they've got involved in a spat, and he's going to claim victim status because of false flagging. FEcore are saying you're taking the piss. There are limits to being a dick, and regardless of how it goes, I'm just reporting the facts that Sly's about to die. So, my condolences to Sly's family, Geo Strieber, Sean Hufford, Red's Rhetoric. We will all remember Sly Sparkane.
Yeah,
That's
but
terrible.
it's not really a laughing matter, though, is it? Really?
No, not
Let's
at
be
all.
honest.
That's terrible.
No, I have to say, someone's worked on that channel to build it up for years, and just to have it taken away. I'm not a fan of that at all.
I remember Sly Sparkane 4 years ago before he made his first video, and I used to taunt him in the comments. I used to say he was in Oakley cage, and I'd chuck him in some Cavendish balls to play with and stuff. Anyway, he was a troll, or I viewed him as just a regular troll, and encouraged him to make videos, and he did. And to hear that's somebody going into YouTube as a commenter, watcher, then progressing on to making videos to address points that they were objecting about, in this case with me, and making direct addresses to things with videos. I had nothing but respect for that. I've always said Sly's my favourite troll, fuzzy little sod. So to hear that he's potentially going to lose his channel, I think that's terrible. As I take off my flat Earth hat and put on my YouTube hat and go, I could almost shed a tear for the guy. That's terrible.
And then you realise that he's a moron and think,
I don't care. I've got my YouTube hat on going, the guy's built up a YouTube channel, he's built up an audience, and he's going to potentially lose it over... If what I'm reading or reading between the lines is you're saying that he's going to potentially lose his channel because FEcore are striking him based on content, is that correct?
No, I don't know the ins and outs of it. I don't think it's FEcore. I think FEcore have kept well away from it. I think.
Oh, right.
I think it's some kind of argument to do with he's accusing people of fraudulent activity in some way. I'm not up to it. I've not been watching, so I don't really know the facts. I just know that he's on 2 strikes currently, and he's about to get his 3rd. So keep your eye open. His channel won't be around for much longer. So if you want to go and sign his condolences card,
I hope you're wrong.
Currently,
I hope you're wrong. I hope he doesn't lose his channel.
I've got it up at the minute. It's interesting. His tagline says, "A wise man can learn more from a foolish question than a fool can learn from a wise answer."
Yeah, I like that.
Poignant. Yeah.
Right, let's take this YouTube hat off and put the flat Earth hat on. But yeah, Sly is a fundamentalist religious zealot. He will take positions that are patently absurd, like measuring the horizon, an arbitrary point where the sky meets the ground, which it doesn't. It's only an apparent position.
Appears to meet the ground.
Sorry?
Where the sky appears to meet the ground.
Yeah, an arbitrary position where the sky appears to meet the ground. Well, that's not something you're going to be using to measure things, is it? Which is precisely what he's doing with tubes of water, crowd-funded, quote-unquote, experiments that don't have any actual scientific predictions attached, otherwise known as hypotheses. He doesn't have any of that. So, with my flat Earth hat on, he's just a pretender clown troll.
There's a bigger picture as well in this, because obviously the likes of Red's Rhetoric and all his cronies, Sean Huff, Fraud, and all them lot, that circle of friends that you always see them close to each other, they're in the target line, the firing line as well, because it's there's just a fight. They're arguing over something. I don't even know what it is. I just know that they're fighting over something, and I've just been told the background to it, and I was like, I can't be bothered going to watch it. Just give me the 2 lines that I need to know, and it's basically a dick swinging competition. That's what's really happening. Still doesn't prove any curve though.
They're battling over which one of them gets to prove curvature to us.
Well, it's funny because
but to be fair, our arguments have evolved through their own videos, what they've put out. You know, and they're the guys that have done videos that we've watched and then thought, oh, they have a point, and then we've gone back and addressed it. So without these guys doing what they do, you know, we wouldn't have evolved our arguments quite as quick.
And we love it. The amount of times, the amount of phone calls from Anthony or Ranty where the rush of adrenaline comes because you're like, look at what they're saying. Look at how they're saying they prove it. And then it's the, you know, fairly quick task of pulling it to pieces. But for me, and I know based on the smiles I hear when I'm talking to Anthony or Ranty in this regard, specifically on a Skype call or whatever, over the last couple of years, it's a joy. You know, we get a real rush out of it, right?
Speaking of which, what happened to the 10 questions, Ranty, that they put towards the Flat Earth community that they had to actually make it be a question?
Yeah, Bob the Science Guy is working on that.
To
make it more concise. Yeah.
Yeah,
so we'll see.
He'll formulate some good fallacies.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting. Hey, Anthony, you still on? Eating tea, probably.
Well, I'm sure it won't take, to be honest, Slice Arcane, with the people that he knows, it shouldn't take him more than a couple of months to probably double his current subscribers on a new channel if he sets one up. Because we know, you know, these shout outs from all these channels seem to work wonders. You know, they get amazing subscriptions very quickly. So, you know, I'm sure he'll be back up and running very soon if that is the case.
Maybe.
Yeah, I think if we touch momentarily the Slice Parquet situation, because I want to hear it. Slice Parquet, I butchered the name. And Earth is Illusive Flat just hit the super chat. He say, when are these globe zombies are going to apologize to Q, right? Sleeping Warrior, Slice Parquet. So there was, I heard a little bit of Nathan, like 5 minutes, and there was something about some copyright strikes. Slice Parquet losing his channel. What's going on?
He's picked a fight with FEcore over something. He's alleging fraudulent stuff to do with accountancy or something. I'm not quite sure. I've not watched videos. I just know that it's the usual kind of nonsense. And from my perspective, it's kind of it's back and forth. It's just drama. I don't know. I don't really know the arguments. I'm not going to try and present the arguments because I'd butcher it.
But what happened was Mike Kavanaugh from FEcore directed everybody who was listening to go copyright strike Slice Arcane's channel.
Okay, so whatever's happened, he's ended up getting, well, he's got numerous issues at the minute. He's got 2 copyright strikes that have stuck, but he's got several that are pending. And they may not be copyright strikes, they may be community guideline strikes, but he's got several that are lined up. And his channel is looking like it's going to go in the next few hours, so we might have to start a new channel. He's confirmed 2 of the copyright strikes as well.
Well, that is kind of a scummy move.
I don't know the ins and outs of it. I agree generally. I think that it's probably dick swinging and, like, you know, just not showing off, but what's the word? Asserting your prowess over your enemy in a sly way. But I don't know the reasons for it. I don't know anything about it other than what's in his video. I've just watched his video, and that's what
the one I saw. It was either yesterday or the day before. They were. I don't think, was it a copyright strike he had basically shown their page off their website with the board members. And they were asking for him to take down his video and take out this copyright material, and all the timestamps that they gave were where he showed their website page, which is like public domain stuff. How can that be a copyright strike?
Before you answer, GPS also answer. How do you know, Sleeping Warrior, about pending copyright claims? If you heard about it, somebody mentioned it, that pending ones.
A baller said to me, "Can you find out what's going on with this?" So I rang Mike Kavanagh himself, and I just asked what's going on with you and Sly. And he said, and he gave a brief outline of it, but he was busy because he was on holiday. And he just said, I can't really talk now. He said, but the gist of it is they've had a fallout over something. And he's sick and tired of the way things are between the two of them. And he just feels as though he's being misrepresented and dishonestly misrepresented at that. And he thinks it should stop. He did tell me to issue a warning on his behalf to any of the ballers that want to start alleging like fraudulent stuff and whatever. And I'm not going to do that simply because this is an argument that's between him and these two people, and it'll come out in the wash. Whatever happens, it'll happen. But it's to do with like the slack or the loose use of the word fraudulent. That's what he's pissed off with.
So what I can read over here, GPS, I bet he's a follower, close followers of Sly, because he knows more details, and he gave me a super chat with kind of the same question, but he adds more. He say, how does Sleeping Warrior know about pending claims? Sly hasn't spoken about more than 2. He knows more than he says.
That's because, if I may answer for Riley, that's because he's been obsessed with him, shouting him out for over 2 years on the debates.
I think a lot of it's been to do with
you always shout out Sly
tax exempt status claim.
Oh, I thought it was to do with the filing of some paperwork or something. I don't know what it's to do with. I thought it was to do with the filing of some paperwork or something.
It is, and it has to do with a tax exempt corporation. But I don't know the details of it either. I've just caught snippets here and there.
Yeah, I think FEcore is claiming to be a 501c3 nonprofit.
Right. What?
Same thing a church falls under, right?
FEcore doesn't take slander lightly.
It's not slander if it's true.
Exactly.
Yeah, but you have to don't you have to demonstrate
no, but
that it's true.
Then it's not going to work out, is it?
Yeah, that's the whole point of his videos. Is he does point out why it's not slander.
Right.
That what he says has the core of truth to it.
Sure, but if you're gonna if you're gonna assert, because the issue is the use of the word fraudulent, right? Whether it's factually right or wrong is not the issue. The issue is whether it's fraudulent, and that brings with it the burden to prove that the intention to deceive, right? How is Sly going to prove that anybody was intending on deceiving anybody?
Well, okay, all right. What's FEcore stand for?
Field Engineer Corporation.
And not Flat Earth?
Oh.
No, it stands for Field Engineer. Is that what
Yeah.
That's what they see in it, of course.
Yeah.
You fell for it.
And none of them are field engineers.
Fell for it.
But
what's a field engineer?
Somebody that spell it C-O-R-E instead of C-O-R-P-S. That's how you would spell field engineer.
Because they love to shove that F-E in your face because you get obsessed over it. That's why.
Hang on, okay, why is this even an issue?
That's the start of it. That's just simple start of it.
Okay, so someone's took issue with the FE bit. So what does it mean?
No, it's not just that. You're missing it, aren't you?
It. They don't want to see the F and the E together anymore.
When you're not really helping at the moment.
I don't think that really matters one way or the other. They call themselves anything they want to. Who cares?
Yeah, this is just totally separate from the actual, main argument between Slice and them. This is just, us, speculating about, this stuff, because I have heard in kind of casual interviews, Bob himself and other guys, they mention it because they say like, does FE stands for Flat Earth? And I say like, well, no, but, we being part of this, this organization, kind of bloom when we were in the Flat Earth. So my people think he just, threw a little nuggets in there, and people, I say they just called it like that just for the hell of it because it means Flat Earth and whatever field engineering too. They can say, I can say whatever I want with the FE.
The links to the videos I used in this particular video are linked below in the description, as well as the videos from Slice Barcane regarding the FEcore complaints. This should wake up every YouTube content creator. It's not just FEcore and Slice Barcane. We who create content need to be vigilant and stand up to those who make complaints to try and silence those they do not like and or what their content is about. As of today, August 30th, 2019, Slice Barcane's channel is still up on YouTube, and FEcore has not hidden the faces and names of its board of directors on its About page.